almost got 4 mass
Good
worth
evening.
of health.
And welcome to Damage Dust D&D. We are playing, it's Sunday, so we're playing our investigators team, of which, we've investigated loads of stuff and found out loads of information, and we have investigated, and I'll stop talking now and let Martin do it, because he's better at it than me.
That's me. Well, you're a bit out of practice. You need to get back to DMing soon, Chaz.
Okay. I can do that.
So, the party have been on a rather long journey over the last week or so, heading up through the wild lands of Bervia, giant country, with a few important stops along the way, and had climbed the mountain and met a fire giant whom they were meant to be investigating, and then travelled down inside the mountain through the pathways carved out by the fire giants over thousands of years, and came to the city of Grediverg looking for Jakoto, the general on the mortal plane, or whatever the full title is, of Vastro, the god of death. Upon meeting her, there was a challenge for a fight, and the fight was had, and it ended. And then there was a long conversation to gain all the information that Jakoto could give from her perspective about the history and the 80,000 years that she has lived this immortal life. It gave some interesting new context to the gods that, as the party knows it, as the world knows it, they were not always the gods. They took that power whilst shackling the natural gods, or the old gods, whatever they are. Jakoto then agreed that it was time to move on from being the chief of the fire giants, made an announcement, told the forge workers to assist you in giving any spare items for little folk such as you that they had to hire out. And then a big party broke out as Jakoto left, and the fire giants celebrated their new freedom. So I think you guys had gone to sleep for the evening, or had headed back to the tavern at least.
Yeah.
I think I'd said you could take a long rest, so we can pick up in the morning.
Okay, I will mark a long rest.
And I've read some of my fancy new book before.
Yeah, so God, I'm going to have to track all this. It's a pain, isn't it?
It really is. It really is.
Okay, so I mean, to get your sort of 6-7 hours of sleep that you'd have needed, we can say you can mark off 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Yeah.
4 mass stacks.
Is that with me translating it for you?
I think I just hand waved. Yeah, no, you can read it. It's a magic book, so it transforms its text into. Yeah.
Yes, the joke was that Mazdak would actually gain it by reading it to Sasha.
Yes, would accidentally get the boon.
Just for clarification, you said that we've done a lot of travelling. How much did we travel inside the giants' catacombs?
So I think it's been. You spent 4 days travelling to the mountain, 2 days up, and then 1 more day down inside the mountain. So that's 7 days.
Cool. Okay.
So now you're waking up on the morning of the 8th day.
Okay. Been with you guys nearly a whole week.
I know. It's like you've never been away.
There's definitely no potential avenues for conflict between you and any of us whatsoever.
It's fine.
No, we're all good.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
And we slept at the Hammered Slag Yes.
You went back to the Hammered Slag and were given a bedroom rather than being forced to sleep on the cellar floor again.
Yeah.
One interesting thing that's been happening through the night, just some low rumbles from underneath. Not sure if that was just the movement, the mosh pit of the giants causing the rock to move or anything else, but there's just been a bit of a low rumble occasionally.
I think
But
Isn't the
try
volcano
the-
exploding supposed to be happening in your campaign?
say that again. I need to tell you what my hearing's still not perfect.
it's not a volcano.
I was saying, isn't the volcano exploding supposed to be happening in your campaign?
It's not a volcano. It's just a mountain. That happens to be a really volatile sulfur mine underneath it.
That's fine. We'll be fine.
And before we go to rest or afterwards, I think I'm going to try and meditate and reach out to Nagale because I want some looking for guidance on what we learned from Jakoto.
Okay. Make a faith check for me, please.
Faith check. God in the beyond.
Grace be with you, George Michael. Oh, we've lost Jade. Oh, they're back.
I can't keep a straight face doing that. 14, very average.
14. You try and reach out, but you feel a warm comfort that Nagale is there and he's protecting you. But she doesn't pick up the phone.
I'll just take that comfort and sleep on it.
In the morning, there's a knock on your door, and there's a messenger asking to see Kral. The fire giant that Kral named Ember last time wants to see him, so Kral wanders off to go back to the forge for a short while.
Okay.
But what would you guys like to do? Or what's the plan to do next?
So, we sort of agreed last night that we would go and search out the other two immortals to get the parts of the key so that we could enter the realm of the gods to find out what's going on.
They are of
So-
Hunomo and Istala.
Yes. So we're looking for, in no particular order, Renee, the Queen of Spiders, is the immortal of Hunomo.
Putting my hand up like I need to ask permission to speak. I have changed that. That was a name that I just
Oh, okay, cool.
threw out. But
Oh,
it's
okay.
now Renee, the Queen of the Aberrant.
Queen of the Aberrant.
Yes.
That's better. So no change to Fiddy.
What about the Dream Lord? Is he still
The Dream Lord still.
So
I was just before you start again, Chaz.
Sure.
I was just going to say to the DM, I would have just spoken to Mazdak very quickly and then cast non-detection on the part of the key we have again.
sure. Yep. I have literally just taken that off. It's
'Cause
8 hours, isn't it?
is. I'm just going to double check that, but yeah, it's basically it's 8 hours. So yeah, as and when needed.
Okay, cool.
Would it be best to return to Cantisha
Yes, I think
for this?
we return to Cantisha and do some investigation into the other two immortals. Obviously, reporting what we've learnt to the council, and I think I'd like to speak to Seti to see exactly what is in his library. Because I have a suspicion that more forbidden knowledge may be there.
I'm definitely looking forward to meeting Seti. Sounds like a wonderful
Seti
person.
is a large gold dragon, and he's very, very nice.
Are you able to? Are we able to go to Seti's city
The city of Seti.
through your teleport thing?
No, there are no teleports in this in the land of dragons.
Hmm.
So we would have to reach out with a
I
message.
remember the previous journey went very.
Yes, that
poorly.
did go. Well, no, we're still alive,
Though.
so you know
Hmm.
it's
And
We may
Contarara
find out
is.
what has happened, yes, into Contarara.
that is also a thing we need to find out.
Well, I on my way down to Bervia, I travelled the borders of DM insert dragon name
Draconoria.
land here. Draconoria, thank you.
Draconoria.
Draconoria. So I know the borders quite well. I paid my dues in respect to each city I went into or needed to. Would there be, if we could, would there be a place which I think would be safe enough around that border that we could potentially teleport to if it was a possibility?
Right. So let's see. Come away. Right.
The last time when we went into Draconoria, we had to go to, I think it was Lubria.
Yeah.
And then
In Kantishi, you went to Lubria and then across the border into Greconoria, stopping at Notem.
Yeah.
Down to Contarara and then onto Seti.
yeah,
But in terms of knowing if there's a closer place, not to get back to Seti, Kantishi is going to be the closest place to Seti,
yeah.
or the city of Kantichi, I should
Yeah.
say.
Whilst we're on the subject, DM, as well, being a magic user myself, do I know that, like, teleporting around the continent it is purely done by, like, city to city, like, any other means of teleportation would be classed as kind of like illegal, forbidden?
No, it's not illegal. There are very few people who can actually do it. Some of the higher powered wizards from Kantichi can do it, but that's about it.
It's unadvised after a
Certainly
rift.
that. The temple
Yeah.
event,
You need
yes.
to wait for the magic to settle again before you can use it. Otherwise, there's interesting ramifications.
I'll take that as if Sasha's told me that, because obviously I didn't know. I haven't met that in game, but yeah. Cool, okay.
I think you would have heard us talking about that for sure, because I know Mazdak has mentioned it several times. Or in the explanation to Vastro, not Vastro,
Jakoto.
Jakoto.
Jakoto, right,
mentioned
okay, got
the
yeah,
fact
yeah,
that the magic was disrupting portals, etc.
okay.
And Contarara teleported away during a rift time, so we're not sure
Yeah,
what's happened
yeah.
to them.
Spaghetti
Yeah.
Dragon, I believe, is the general consensus of opinion.
Dragon goes splat.
Yeah.
And
So,
Contarara was who we pissed off by not going to say hello and trying to skirt around.
Well, we were advised to skirt around, which we
That
believed,
proved
and then
poor.
got into trouble. It basically fell into the trap that Contarara had set, and she tried to eat us. I wasn't happy about that, so we escaped.
Good times.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just making some notes.
Where's Chaz and what have you done with him?
Well,
So will we be walking there then? I take it.
no, we will go back to the city that we came to,
Teachy. Bervia. Berva.
Berva, where there is a portal to get us back to Kanchichi. But that's going to
Does
take
it
us
cost much?
some time. It's going
Unless
to take us
Chakotay knows of another
at
way.
least 6 days.
Chakotay left last night.
Okay.
So 6 days to get back to Berva, the city where we can teleport to Kantisha.
And then from Kantisha we have to walk to get to.
Well, in Kantisha, we talked to the council, the mage council, because they're in contact with Seti and can get a message to him. So it may well be that we can talk to Seti or be somehow transported to his city. But we don't know. We don't know if that's a possibility or not. So, I suggest we get ready to go and start walking. It's going to be a long trip back to Berva.
We should consider another route around the Mushroom Vale. Perhaps the fire giants know a good way to go.
I haven't seen the Mushroom Vale yet. I'd like no.
You have to pay to.
It was very good. Amanita was lovely. She was very friendly.
Speak for yourself, Mazdak. And I'll just sort of sideways glance at Amarius.
She was lovely.
I didn't have any problem with Amanita at all. She was very very nice, learned woman. Witch powers, which was very good. She's very strong magically, and I think we could all learn a lot from her. And I'm absolutely certain she'd be very pleased to see us again.
She sounds like a fantastic person to meet for
She was
knowledge.
fantastic. She was great. It's an
Make sure you
incredible
bring
magic
something.
trick.
You need to bring something with you that you're willing to part with.
Do need to pay. It's a sort of toll. You have to pay with something interesting that she likes, because obviously being alone out in the mushroom forest by herself, she doesn't get very many visitors. Oh, and she has the very little bears. The little bears that play. Have we seen that Bernia has a bear?
Oh, yeah, I've not eaten Megalon.
You know the little bear that travels with Bernia.
Ah, the ones I saw the first night of the camp with you.
Yes, they are. They work for Amanita.
Ah,
They're how she gets to meet
It's
people. You
real.
see.
Everything not nailed down.
I'm
Oh,
trying to
absolutely.
remember if I vaguely remember talking to Megliner about Amanita.
Yeah.
I think they weren't super happy with the arrangement they had.
No, but Mazdak doesn't know that.
The bears. Megliner has told me that they are not as happy with the arrangement they are in, but
Oh,
they cannot do much about it. She is too powerful for them to do anything about.
well, maybe we should ask that. Does she not treat them well, or are they not paid for their services?
I don't remember what I was told.
I can't remember. They are fed.
Yeah.
They're just put to work. They just want to be bears, living tiny bear lives. Yes.
with the bare minimum to do.
They want the bare necessities.
It's got the
They
bare
Really
necessities.
are.
Yeah.
They do not like working for her.
Ah.
They wish to.
Nobody
Leave.
actually likes working, though, do they? You know, I
No,
didn't
but
like particularly cleaning up
it's
in the tavern
not-
after drunken students, but
It's not in their nature. They would prefer to be bears.
well, I'm
Steal
sure
from
if they,
camps to feed themselves rather
I-
than.
yeah, I'm sure if they asked
You
very
would be
nicely,
clean
I'm
too.
sure Amanita would let them be
Hmm.
bears.
I'm sure
am
they could find.
less sure of that.
Well, maybe if we don't go through, then how many days would add on to the journey to go around?
A couple.
What I get, time, and Mazdak, you may disagree or agree with me, but time is of the essence with this particularly.
It certainly seems that
Investigation.
way.
That's why I say we speak with the fire giants. They may
Maybe
No,
one will be traveling, and we can
a better way.
have a companion who can cross twice as much terrain as we can.
Conversations always worth to be had.
I'm sure there are some giants itching to get out of the mountain.
What about our friend at the top?
Maybe.
Maybe
Maybe.
he would like a trip to the capital.
I'm sure he'd appreciate the company as well.
I'm gonna go. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go and try and find. Katiana.
Okay, the owner of the tavern, yeah.
Tavern, because that's Dorgan's
Dorgan's
sister. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to try and find her. Katiana. Sorry. Yes. Down here. Hello. Do you know? Is there anybody preparing to leave for Berva at all, the capital, or? Because we'd quite like to get back there in a hurry, and obviously giants walk a lot quicker than we do. So we were just wondering if there's anybody going on a cart or anything else, any kind of mode of travel that could, give us a lift, or do you know of a quick way of getting to the capital?
Sorry, pause for a
Yep.
suspense. I don't know of anyone that's leaving straight away. We need to fire up the forges and get things.
Of course,
Cooking
yes, of course.
first.
It was just a thought.
Hmm. I'm afraid the quickest way back is just
To walk
the way you came.
back. Okay, no, that's absolutely fine. We can certainly do that. But thank you very much. The room is very nice, by the way. It was very
Well-
comfortable last night. Thank you.
I'm sure you will fit nicely on the bed.
Yes, indeed. There were nobody fell off, as far as I'm aware. So that's good because it's quite high up. So for some of us, so it was an interesting climb up and down again this morning. So, but yes, it was most comfortable. Thank you so much for all of that. I will go and tell the others that we really ought to get going because this is we have a journey. So
Okay. Well, let me know when you leave. I'll get some supplies ready for you for the journey.
brilliant! Thank you so much. And I will go back upstairs and let everybody know that there is nobody going to the capital from here. We will be given supplies before we leave.
Did you ask about any routes that go around the Vale?
I did not. I don't think the fire giants know about any of the routes because the fire giants don't generally travel outside of the mountain. You see, other giants come to them.
No.
It's quite
It may
rare.
still be worth talking to Dorgan when we.
Oh
Get
yeah, well
up to the
we'll
top
have.
of the
We can't
mountain.
go without saying goodbye to Dorgan now, can we?
No.
Maybe there's a safer way down rather than going past the They were ice giants, weren't they?
Yeah, frost.
The ice giants back again. That was a bit precarious.
Oh, I'm sure that'll be fine.
They may not still be there.
Yes, with the activity in the mountain, perhaps they will have moved on again.
Do they not work for the fire giants, or did I misinterpret that?
I don't think so.
Yes, I think Dorgan said that they may be there as like an old guard as such.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
But we
But,
are the heroes of the hour, so they shouldn't have a problem with people going out of the mountain, just going in, presumably.
Fingers crossed.
I'm sure we'll just have a chat with them and it'll be fine.
There's a lot to keep straight in my head.
Right, well, we better get going, I suppose.
I
Unless-
have to wait for Carl to finish.
Yes, we do have to wait for Kral to finish, don't we? Okay.
You may need to go and get Kral. He'll probably stay there as long as he can get away with
Probably there with a Bodo as we speak.
it. But without Ash here, we can just say
Yeah,
someone goes and gets him, or he comes back.
yeah, we'll grab him on the way out.
I feel someone having to go get him is the more realistic scenario.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Pulling him away from the forge.
Yeah,
So whoever goes to get him, see him working away with Ember, the fire giant, on his crossbow, finishing that up. You tell him that you need to get going. He sort of reluctantly packs up. And then Ember gives him something. But I'll let Ash deal with that.
okie
Yeah. So you all recongregate back at the edge of the city, and there's another large rumble that just ripples through the ground underneath you. You were going to speak to Dorgan, weren't you?
Yes, we want to find Dorgan if he's in the inn, or I'll ask Katiana
Yeah.
if he's here or he's gone back to his post, or
He's still in the city. If you ask Katiana, she'll send a summons for him to come and meet you.
okay. So when he turns up, so
Yeah.
we're going to leave. We need to get back to but I just wanted to say thank you for all of your help. You've been just wonderful, helpful, and nice and friendly, and I think our trip would have been a lot less successful if you hadn't helped.
Well, he's clearly hungover. I'm glad I did. We've got our freedom back. I
Indeed.
don't have to watch constantly the outside of the city.
Awesome. So, we will bid you goodbye. I hope you have a wonderful time, and if you're ever in Kantichi, just ask about, and yes, we would be happy to see you.
I think it's more likely that if you were ever back in Gredoveg, come and see me.
That is possible, yes. You may have a problem fitting into some of the buildings in Kantichi. Although the university itself has very high ceilings and high doorways, so that shouldn't be a problem.
You would have thought that in a place like that they would have magic to accommodate such visitors.
I've just said the university has high ceilings and high doorways for this very reason. Do you not listen to anything I say, Sasha? Strike that. I know you don't listen to anything I say. But I'm very pleased that you are reading. This is a self-improvement is through reading is vital and important, and I heartily approve.
It's not like I've never read a book before, Mazdak.
Yes, but you seem to loathe them with a passion.
I don't
So-
loathe them, I just don't like them as much as you do. But I don't think anybody in this world does.
Oh, I just point at Thaddeus and go, I think you could be wrong there.
I've yet to see his enthusiasm as much as yours.
Give him a chance. He's only been here a week.
A week already, really? My.
Yes, indeed.
Time has
Since we
flown by
found
when
you,
you're having fun.
found you tied to a post in a troll camp, I think it was.
Yes, and maybe not the most compromising position I've been caught in either.
Oh, really?
It was quite compromising, I thought.
Well, I
Yeah.
just recall in one of the very first weeks of me being acquainted with you, Mazdak, all you could talk about was Seti's library.
Now, Seti's library is very interesting. You should mention that because I think we ought to get in there because he does have a restricted section. And I suspect that there may be, as I have said before, some more of this hidden knowledge or this forbidden knowledge about the origins of the gods.
Yes, and I'm sure that the fact that it just helps you accomplish one of your goals is just a massive coincidence.
Dorgan, thank you so much. We'll be on our way and continue this conversation on the path.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you. And he turns and walks away. He says, Kat, can I go in? She's like, yeah, take their room. That's free. Go back to bed.
So, yes, we will make our way out of the city, I suppose.
So, Mazdak, please. Forbidden section in a library.
Yes.
Knowledge.
Isn't that just incredibly unusual? I know there are restricted sections in libraries that most people can't get into. But having a forbidden section is just... I need to get in
Yes.
there.
I'd like to also, and you'll probably notice that Thaddeus, after Sasha saying that he hasn't given much enthusiasm to books and everything as Mazdak, will probably go a little bit over the top and a bit louder so Sasha can hear it.
Fair enough.
As if to add to the annoyance of what she seems to get
Sasha.
from Mazdak.
Perfect. Mazdak
This
has
will-
an ally.
As we're walking, I'm gonna kind of look to Salviel and say, I've been here for a while, but our library's a boy thing. It seems to be so far.
I am not sure. I think rather it might be a case that they have no respect for where they shouldn't go. If he's willing to anger his patron by entering the forbidden section.
Seti is a good person.
I said he was a dragon.
Yeah, not a person.
A
Dragons
nice
are
dragon.
usually known for being quite possessive of what they consider theirs.
They can be.
And
But
a person's patience can be tested.
they seemed able to handle Mazdak when we first met them. So I think they can handle anything.
I think for the journey up to the top from Gredeberg, there will just be an absolute torrent of conversation between Mazdak
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
and Thaddeus, 100%. Just regaling of the Forbidden Library and other stories and pieces of knowledge.
Sure.
Sasha will be right at the front, as far away from them as she possibly can be.
You can't do that, they'll just keep raising their voices, you can hear them.
I'm sure that enthusiasm will fade as it took you 8 hours to get down that path. It's uphill on the way back.
No, it's not going to fade. That's the worst part. It's the part you don't understand. It won't fade.
Yeah, it seems unlikely. There's two people that love talking about knowledge and books and things. They'll just keep talking.
When you say forbidden knowledge, how forbidden?
Well, Seti said that I couldn't go in there to start with, but he said that I could. He would allow me in at some point in the future.
We are in the future.
Exactly. You're far in the future. Wait, no. You were far in the future in the past.
I'm here now. That's
You
what
are,
matters.
indeed.
I may accompany you to this library. It seems fun.
Mazdak is suddenly speechless.
I
I
do you,
like this new Mazdak.
do you know, like, I think Mazdak was just saying that it's only him who said he has said that may gain access to this.
I am rather more
Library.
concerned that the fact that you want to go to a library. This is not the Amarius that I have come to know. I thought books were useless.
I didn't say they're useless. I
I think you
I
did.
can appreciate the finer things in life, and if there's knowledge to be had that can benefit us as a group,
I'm
I am-
pushing the FIDI button here.
Do
Are
you
you
want
insight
to
checking
insight
Amarius
check?
or Dan?
Insight checking Amarius to see whether it's because it's called the Forbidden Library, or whether he does have a keen interest in joining Mazdak.
Roll your insight, Dan. Roll a persuasion or deception, depending on what you're doing.
I don't think Mazdak would even, although he feels that this is a bit odd, he's just excited
Yeah.
that somebody else wants to go in the library. So
I have a +8 to this skill, so
Okay. Well, I've got a +5.
23.
Oh, you can.
wow. Okay.
Fiddy is
How-
so sad
how
that his insight
insightful.
didn't work.
How insightful.
22.
Oh. No, I get it.
I
now.
really want to go with Mazdak.
Oh my god.
Guidance yourself.
I could have done, but I never think to do that.
Well, Thaddeus, this is a surprise. You've not known Amarius for very long, but he's not seemed the studious type such as you or Mazdak, but he seems genuine in his interest.
Well, yes. Well, I suspect it. I think he said it wasn't very large, so we might have to take turns in going in. So if I go in first, and then I can sort of scan quickly the books that I think we'll need, and then perhaps if he allows it, you could come in afterwards and take a look.
And can we make withdrawals?
I don't know. I think it might be one of those reading-only libraries. I don't think it's a lending library.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
Indeed. No, it's good. Were you after anything in particular, or just for
No,
knowledge
this is-
in general?
The conversation has finished, Mazdak.
Well, surely there's follow-up questions
No.
about the kind
I
of
think
knowledge that you were after. I
Um,
might know
I
something.
believe Thaddeus wanted to talk to you. Didn't you, Thaddeus?
Oh, I do, but Mazdak does bring up some quite good points, follow-up questions, and the type of knowledge you're after. Specific types are. I mean, we may know what you need to know already. Who knows?
Indeed,
I don't
unless
think
you
I'll know
ask,
until
you'll
I-
never know.
And I don't think I know until I see it.
Right.
I think Amarius wants to be so far up in his own ring. You hear a
Excuse me?
shout from ahead.
If you've got something to say, Sasha, say it to my face.
I thought I did.
You're at the front, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're all very hostile towards me. All I've done is help.
I'm not. I was just asking questions.
Yeah, yes. just
Look, I
conversation.
haven't disappeared. I'm here. What more
Yes.
do you want?
Well, I was just asking what kind of knowledge you were after, so maybe I could help. Maybe I know
And
some
I
of it.
told you. I don't know what she'll want. I don't know what I want until I see it.
You don't know what she'll want.
I want.
No, you definitely said she'll want.
I'm pretty sure you did too.
You're hearing things, aren't you?
Yes, you talking mainly.
I'll just stop talking.
Okay.
So, Thaddeus,
Yes.
you are a well-explored man, from what you
Uh,
have said.
Explored, yes. I'm not entirely sure that I'd say well. I haven't visited every continent and every place, but yes, I like to travel.
Surely you have seen many magnificent sunrise in your past.
Yes, yes, quite a few actually. Some good ones, some bad ones, but you always tend to stick with the good ones. There's once I was on top of a mountain in the desert. Early hours in the morning, stayed awake. Beautiful, magnificent. It's just, yes.
That sounds peaceful.
It was being on oneself, but it's not always good though, traveling on your own. A lot of thoughts can run through your head. Not saying too much knowledge is a bad thing, it's not, but yes, it gives you time to reflect and think about past adventures.
It's
Yes,
always good to have stories of things you have done.
Yes, I mean, without stories, history wouldn't be a thing, would it? We wouldn't know what our elders did in the past.
The rumbling underneath seems almost constant now, just in the background.
Is there anything, looking back at the city, is there more smoke than there was before? Sort of like is a noise, are the noise of the forges getting going?
Yeah, that's certainly the case. And yes, there is a bit more sort of smoke and things because of the forge. That magma stream that just rises above the city feels like it's glowing a little bit more.
Cool. Is that the cause of the rumbling? Could I work that out?
Almost like an engine starting, as such.
Yeah, I mean, is it because the lava was already flowing?
It was.
So that's not that started up. Is it?
What angle is your thought train traveling here?
Well, I'm trying to determine whether this is related to the forges starting up or if this is something else. Are there giants walking about looking concerned at the rumbling, or are they just ignoring it?
Okay. Well, I mean, you can make a choice. Before you leave the city, you can make like a general insight check against the population, see if you can pick up on the any concern of or non-concern of the people. Or do you want to make like a history, an intelligence check to see if you can work out the geological reasons for things?
I think I'd do that rather than before we left the city, because obviously we've been out of the city for a while now. So yeah, you just want a straight up intelligence check, yeah?
Straight intelligence, yeah.
Okay.
Guidance.
Okay, let me roll a
Oh, now you remember the guidance.
D4.
I do with everybody else, I just don't with me. Yeah,
I mean, didn't Mazdak, did you announce I'm going to start thinking about this?
No, I didn't. So I will take.
Oh yeah, then I wouldn't have done.
I'll take the guidance away. So that's 15.
15. It's a little difficult to tell. It feels like the first rumble started while the celebrations were happening, before the forges got started.
Okay, so Mazdak's just sort of suddenly go a little bit quieter and try sort of work through what the events of yesterday were. And the only event that springs to mind that was out of the ordinary would have been Kral throwing the ring into the lava. But
I've forgotten
would-
about the ring.
I'm just trying to determine whether Mazdak would know anything about that. As Chaz does, but I don't think Mazdak would. But we all saw it, didn't we?
I don't think Kral hid it at
And
all.
Imarius was upset.
Yeah, he certainly knows about it.
Imarius,
Yes.
like, if I may, a question. Your ring.
Can I stop you?
Well, you could certainly. Did you want to?
Ask your question.
So, your ring that Kral threw into the lava. You seemed annoyed or upset about this. Is there a reason for that? Obviously, it's your ring,
Oh.
so that would be one reason. But I'm just trying to work out why this rumbling is occurring, because the rumbling started before the forges were restarted, and the lava flow, whilst brighter, has not changed in dimension of any kind. So I don't think it's geological.
We're leaving this place now, aren't we?
Yes.
So it's not our problem.
Well, it's going to take us all day to get to the exit.
Oh,
So
I
it is
apologize.
our problem, because if something does explode, then we may well be caught up in it.
If it does explode,
Yes.
we will deal with it. But it's not our problem from tomorrow.
From tomorrow, correct. But is there a reason why the ring would have an effect on the lava?
You tell me. You've read so many books about it.
Well, I haven't read a book
But
about
everything.
your ring. It's your ring.
Maybe.
Presumably you know about it.
Maybe we'll find one in the library. I don't know. It's a ring in a lava. I don't know.
It wasn't a magical ring, was it?
Well,
Very definitely, yes.
yes, it was.
Because Marius could disappear into the ring, which was
So we're
Clever.
talking a ring which was broken, but pocket dimensions thrown into lava.
yes. So something may have occurred. Is it? Would? How am I going to ask the DM about this one?
It's a fideism, and
It
it's not
is.
me.
No,
Yes.
indeed. So,
I mean,
I'm
we could
so
throw
confused.
we could throw you in the lava. And you can find out.
I
you know,
would
a bit of
definitely die
scientific-
if you
Yes,
did that.
you would.
You would immediately immolate, I'm sure.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can't change the
Would
outcome
I-
now.
Is Amarius, for a start, being truthful with me? Is his body language suggesting that he's lying to me, or suggesting that he's holding something back?
We can do another insight versus
Sure.
persuasion / deception.
This is like the top-notch task. I'm clapping this. Perfect fideism by an insight check followed by a secondary question.
9.
Non-natural 20.
Okay. So, okay, so you genuinely don't know about anything about that. From what
I don't know anything.
Thaddeus said about pocket dimensions being broken into lava, would I know anything about that sort of effect? So the kind of effect of, because presumably Mazdak would know about putting pocket dimensions inside each other, which are called explosions.
Yep.
If a ring that had a pocket dimension was split in half, I don't think the magic will have gone, but it may be loosened.
Make an
Okay.
Arcana check on that one then.
Am I allowed to do that as well, considering that I was the one who kind of thought about that?
I mean, you were both talking about it, so yes.
22.
The rumbling is due to Marius's silk pillows having a chemical reaction with the lava.
The silk pillows are safe.
Yeah, they've
Uh,
got little
Are they
tiny
though?
mushroom motifs on them now, haven't
You don't know that.
they? No, what Chaz does.
21 for me as well.
So I got 22,
Okay, so
you got 21.
yeah, the
so,
both of you, there has been tons of research done on these pocket dimensions. They're very popular for convenience reasons and testing the boundaries of what they can and can't do. and how safe they are, as Mazdak said, putting one inside another, not safe. However, kind of breaking the seal, the physical seal to that magical dimension, kind of leaves that dimension open a little bit, so maybe something can get in or out. But I mean, I don't think specifically a test with magma, maybe with water. Maybe you both remember a test that was done with water. And from the perspective of the mage performing the test, some of the water just disappeared, as if it flooded the pocket dimension. But that was about it. It didn't erupt or push anything out or explode or anything.
Okay. Cool, thank you. So, Thaddeus, I don't know if you remember the experiment. I can't recall quite who the wizard was that did it. When he broke a pocket dimension item underneath water. And
Yes.
a lot of the water vanished, presumably into the pocket dimension. But nothing actually bad happened. But I suppose it depends on the type of pocket dimension. If it was a pocket dimension that contained something or someone, then they potentially could be able to get out.
I will give you this for free. My pocket dimension is safe. I have relocated.
Oh, well, then there's nothing to worry about. I'm sure that the rumbling is just tectonic plates.
Yes, let's say that.
Tectonic what?
Well,
But I do think we should leave here quite quickly.
Well, we haven't stopped yet.
Yeah.
Just in case.
You've been walking the whole time. Even the bits where you were looking back at the city that I'd imagined you were well out of reach of the city, you still moved.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to geology-splain to the geologist.
It did hurt to say that, but
Yeah. No.
not appropriate. I'm looking at my 10 intelligence from here.
So you keep moving. These free-form flowing discussions are happening as you carry on and you pass magma streams and whatnot, and they do seem a little bit brighter than when you came down yesterday, day before.
Yeah, day before, I think.
Yes, day before. But reasons are quite clear for that. But that rumbling still goes. Occasionally there's a bit of a spike where things seem to rock a bit more. But you keep travelling up.
I'll probably, if there's a really loud bang or really obvious noise, I'll be sort of bit twitchy looking behind me, just to make sure nothing's, coming after us.
Yeah. So you continue through the day and you sort of get through the 4th, 5th, 6th hour of travel. And you could have taken stops just for breathers, 5-minute breathers as you've needed. And as you begin to sort of enter the last stretch of this mountain walk, that rumbling is strong, intense, constant. And there's bits of dust that fall off of the cavern ceiling as it's starting to shake everything around you.
We should heighten our pace.
We
We need to get
maybe-
out of here.
Maybe the plates, Madstack?
I don't think so. Some sort of explosion, I think, is about to occur.
Then we should not be inside the cavern when that happens.
Absolutely
What
not.
about the giants?
Yes, the giants. It's
They can look after themselves.
Well, can we see the city even if it's far? No, I guess we do.
No, you're within tunnels that move around.
They've lived here for a long time. I'm sure they can cope with a little bit of rumbling.
Surely hope so.
From the
I'd hate for us to have caused this.
let's keep Amarius on his toes.
Can I just say that we haven't caused this? Kral potentially has caused this.
From the way that Amarius is speaking. Does it feel like he's hiding something from us?
I mean,
We're going
always.
for a third.
Third insight check. Let's go. I
Sasha's
probably
not
has
no
the
insight, so
worst
she just
chance.
assumes that Marius is hiding stuff.
This is the last one, okay?
This is the worst roll that I've done, though.
I've
Wait, you mean
got a
after this, no
+3.
more
I've got a
inside
+3
checks
+3
from
now.
Marius ever?
Ever. That's it. You
Oh
don't.
wow, that's some good plot armor.
13.
Ooh. Blimey. 18.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's twitchy as fuck. He doesn't know what will happen. He's pissed someone off, and he's trying desperately to get out of here as quickly as possible, and he wants nothing to do with it.
As we're moving, I'm gonna shift in position in the party so that I'm walking alongside Amarius. What has happened? Do we need to be worried?
The ground is shaking.
Yes, but what is causing it? You know more than you are letting on.
We put a magical item into a bit of lava, and obviously they're not getting on.
What was inside that magical item?
As discussed, it's my happy place.
Amarius, I need you to be serious.
I am
You seem
serious.
incredibly concerned about this situation.
I'm not concerned about this situation. Let's make that clear. I don't care. I'm concerned about me being in this situation still currently.
What is happening, Amarius?
Are you stupid? The ground is shaking, and I think we should get out of here.
Yes, but clearly there is more to this that you are keeping from us that may be important. I do not want to leave the fire giants in trouble after the kindness that they have shown us.
I don't know what will happen. All I can tell is I was.
Oh, Disco broke up a minute there.
It's fine for me.
I feel like I'm in this fucking volcano at the minute. My heater in my room has just put the heat up tenfold. I'm like,
My Discord's like really laggy at the moment. I didn't hear everything that Mario said in response.
There's nothing really. It's hard to say how much do I say because you passed the check, but I don't know a great deal.
Yeah, I mean,
Anya doesn't seem to be blaming you for this. She's more concerned about the giants than she is about.
Between me and you, let's say if you made a deal with person A, for example, and you had all intents and purposes to carry out your deal with person A, but then came along person B who offered you a better deal, and you swapped to person B, hypothetically. So you stopped what person A wanted to happen from happening until some pig ignorant turtle decided to fulfill person A's goal. Hypothetically.
do we hear any of this?
I believe this is
Oh.
a normal conversation happening in the middle of the party. So yeah,
So what you're saying is that hypothetically your previous
Owner?
Benefactor.
partner, let's
Associate?
just say something like
Employer?
that.
Partner.
Partner, your previous partner had their goals completed. Would they be wanting revenge on you?
I think the more
For
pertinent
betraying
question
them?
here is, what was that goal?
Also of point.
I think you have been lying to all of the group for a long time, Amarius. Like,
you've,
you're-
you've only just met me, Thaddeus.
well, yes, but you've been quite sure that your power is
Okay,
self-taught.
I think we just need to park that discussion and go back to all of the people that are in danger discussion. Emarius, what was this person A's hypothetical goal? So we can work out A, if the giants are in danger, or B, if we're in danger, or C, it's just you.
This
Making
hype.
an assumption based on what he was saying about Kral, that it has something to do with the ring going in the lava.
Yes, we've worked that one out. We've moved on from the ring in the lava thing. We need to know what the goal was.
To put the ring in the lava.
Yes, but why?
I was never told the whole plan. We made a deal, a very good deal. I mean, I haggled with it, I had him with an inch to his life, And it was quite a simple deal. I get all the power, all these, great things, and at the time, I just had to get him back to the lava. Never really told me why. I never really asked. Person A.
Does person A have a name?
No.
Channel divinity and read thoughts on Amarius.
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
Wisdom
Right.
saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Oh god. 14.
Fail. It's 16.
Okay. Do I tell him or do I just type it or?
He can read your surface thoughts for a minute.
So just after Mazdak asking about the name, presumably the name would pop out to the surface thoughts.
Yeah.
Shall I whisper video and then copy you in?
Don't think of pink elephants.
Yeah. Exactly.
All I can think about is pink elephants now. Thank you. Why are they pink? Why are they dancing?
Would I know that he's like pride?
I don't think so.
I think it would sound the spell if it did.
I think if it fails, I think you know.
Yeah, on a success, you can't use this feature on it again until the finish or long rest. On a failure, you can read the surface thoughts whilst within 60 foot for 1 minute.
I'm going to say on a success, you don't know.
Does that ring a bell for me at all in any of my readings?
No.
Okay. So I know this doesn't last for long, so I'm gonna ask this. So it says in the spell, during that time you can cast suggestion as an action on the target. And I know obviously you have to make another wisdom saving throw, and it's a course of action to the best of its ability. My suggestion, and I'll take this as however you want to DM and use it, but is going to be tell the truth.
18.
I think that succeeds.
17.
Nice.
Okay. Worry with that one. So you got the name, but when you try to press Amarius into telling the truth, Amarius, you can also tell that there was just a sort of just a bit of psychic press at you at that point when he asked you to tell the truth. That wasn't just words that came from him. There was some magic there.
Oh, I'm not the only one keeping secrets, am I?
No, not at all.
Trying to make me do things, trying to charm me.
in a way. Not as much as the Everburn has done, though.
The what now?
I will be taken back. I will be shocked. I will like be smacked in the face. The what?
The
Do
what?
I know it of that name?
Yeah.
Do any of us know of that
No.
name?
Nobody knows that name.
Hmm.
Interesting. So this Everburn, I think we Bernia.
Hmm.
Do we need to warn the giants? Presumably they've noticed the shaking, etc. But
Can we
I
warn the
do.
giants without going back?
well, I did have a quick flip through my books. And I don't have any sort of far-reaching message type of spell, unfortunately.
Marius, this is ultimately a mess of your making. Graal may have enabled it, but you're the one that was carrying out these orders.
You heard me shout for it not to go in the lava. I don't know how more explicit I could be.
This is something we need to deal with.
I can make contact with Katiana.
Then
But I
yes, I
don't
suggest you do so immediately.
To tell them to get out,
Absolutely.
or to defend, or
We're not going back there. You don't want to get involved.
If-
We need to get out of here.
If they need our assistance, then we will be.
You can go and help, but I am not
I-
helping you.
I
I
think-
am not going back there.
That is, I think you should ask
At this
Katiana
point, can
if
I draw
everything is
my
okay.
sword? At this point, can I draw my sword, press it towards Amarius, and go, "This is your mess. You will be fixing it."
And I'll just say, I think you're a few days early for that.
so I will cast sending to Katiana.
Just sort of asking if. Well, this is your spell. You do.
Well, this is the
whatever you want.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, this is
words.
a 25 words, which I haven't done in a while.
It's been a while since we've had a character that can cast that.
Yeah, I don't
Whoopsie.
have
Whoopsie, left you a present. Bye.
it. No, that's what you would do.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, no, you take a moment.
Fiddy's written it down so he could count the words.
Yeah.
What I do.
So,
But it's more fun counting.
I'm sure I did that with Yorick, I think, and I'd written it in Word, so it gives me a word count at the bottom. And there were people doing this as they go, and everyone was different.
Yeah.
So it's worth just write it
It's-
down
it's-
to an
It
actual
can be
word
quite
count.
hard to keep track of it sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I come across that. Oh, yeah.
So, it will be Katiana. What's going on down there? Are the giants okay? Do you need our help? You can respond.
You can respond to this message. Okay, so there's a pretty quick response with her saying, I'm not sure everything is shaking. Trying to find out why. Just get yourself safe. And that's it.
They're saying, Katiana said that everything's shaking down there. They're trying to find out why. Told us to get ourselves safe.
Well, you heard the woman. Let's go.
I will immediately look towards
A
Bernia.
face of. Bernie's got a look on her face of.
Can I drop my sword from pointing at him and then instead just punch him in the face?
Wow. It's all kicking off.
Please.
Use your words, Sasha.
If you want to make an attack roll. I mean,
I had helped. I've told you.
Yeah.
Only 11 though.
11 is my armor class.
Okay, well it's 5 points of bludgeoning damage as I punch you in the face.
Okay.
If anything happens to these people because of you,
It's Quell's fault.
Sasha.
I know.
And I'm gonna grab Sasha and pull her away from Amarius.
Control yourself, Sasha.
We do not teach people
trust me, this is
through
me.
violence.
Control.
Amarius, speak plainly. How dangerous is this Everburn? How much danger are the fire giants in?
Now, that is the question, because he was quite fiery himself. They might quite like him.
You have brought a being from your future to this world in our time. The effects that could be had, I cannot even imagine.
I know. Impressive, isn't it?
This is something we need to deal with, Amarius.
She said we should go. And, I mean, if it was me, I would be suggesting we go back and help them, but she said to go. And I think we should just go.
Yes, quite. Go back.
See?
And
Easily on inaction, Amarius.
We do not need to get involved with every little thing. This is
You
their
already
problem.
got involved. This is your fault.
It is not my fault. It is Quell's fault. I keep saying that.
I think
It
you're
wasn't
fine
Carl
when
that
you
made the
pissed
agreement in the
off
first
one
place.
person to go parade with another person, which I'm almost as worried about as this Everburn that you've been talking about. Yes, I think it is your fault.
Is this you losing control?
I'm assuming Burn, you still got a to roll that.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
Of course, it was a natural 20 when I accidentally rolled.
yeah. I've still got my mental arm kind of holding you back a little bit because I know what you're like.
This is pub car park, isn't it? I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm gonna kill him. I'll be back.
I
Sasha's
like
had
to
too many
imagine that we
Stellas.
stood in that chamber where Imarius's ring started burning his hand. But we're probably a little bit further up than that.
you're well past that. Yeah.
Mazdak,
Hmm.
what do you suggest? Do we go back and help, or do we?
Normally, these type of decisions, I tend to look to Bernia for answers, but she seems busy.
My brain's telling me that if we get Amarius out of here, maybe whoever's chasing him or wants him will follow without hurting the giants. If we go back, they're in more danger.
Are you suggesting using me as bait?
No, not at all. I'm just
Maybe we should
suggesting
just
if
throw
you're willing.
Marius in the lava.
Maybe you
Will
should.
get us nowhere, Sasha.
Is there a lava stream or a magma stream near us currently?
Yeah.
I'm just going to wander over to it. What's it doing? Is it doing anything? Is it?
It- It feels like it's flowing a little bit quicker than it was before. It looks a little bit brighter, and it does bubble a little bit.
I am now picturing the ooze under New York City in Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Awesome. Amarius, you know about fire and things. Is this normal? I'll just point at the lava.
It's lava.
Yes, but it seems much brighter and sort of bubbly.
I can't really see from there at the moment. because
Well,
of,
if you come over here a bit,
I will grab Amarius by the shoulder and lead him
Right.
over beside.
Vernia's got me.
does the
Mazdak.
lava get
No,
any
I'm
brighter?
only holding back Sasha.
Does the lava get any
Sorry.
brighter or anything happen as Amarius gets closer to it?
No, it doesn't seem to.
Okay.
See, not me.
I will take a good solid hold because I don't want him slipping and force him to look over the edge and go take a good close look.
I'm looking. All right. You don't have to get me so close. You know, these silks are incredibly flammable. I know it's ironic considering what I do, but occupational hazard.
Logic tells me to get Amarius away from this place, and hopefully
Yes,
the
yes,
Giant will be safer
yes.
as well.
You should get me away from this place immediately. I agree. Let's go. Come on.
I put a
Double
suggestion
time.
to you. You have seen the effect the creatures from the future have had on this world so far.
Hmm.
If you do not believe my concern about this, Amarius, look into my eyes. See what I have seen. And understand that we should be dealing with this. This cannot be allowed to stand.
You think he cares? The only thing Amarius cares about is saving his own skin. He has no care for anybody else.
I like to hope there is good in everyone. I have seen enough people die to still believe in that.
By all means, hope, but I don't see it.
Realistically as well, people, it's going to take us a good 6 hours to get back. In which case, it could be too late then anyway.
You are earlier, before this discussion started up, I should say that I described you'd walked through about 6 hours or so, and probably further after that. So you're not round the corner from the city.
Yeah.
You are round the corner from the exit, if anything. Sorry if I'm clear earlier.
No.
If you want to
that's fine.
turn back, Bernia, you turn back. I am not going back.
Maybe not in one piece.
Do your worst. You all talk, Sasha. So, are we leaving?
That was me laughing, not Thaddeus, by the way.
This is not a laughing matter.
Yes, we're just near the exit.
Oh, good.
I'm new to the group, so I'll go on what you
I
people
will
want
look
to
to
do.
Bernia.
Bernia's taking a moment to breathe. You can sense that she's dug up her trauma and is trying to push it back down.
Also, what's Salviel's attitude currently?
Indecisive. Pissed off.
Fair enough. I mean, they were so nice to us. They're our friends.
I know, if we had a quicker way to get back down there, I think we could actually be some help. But 6 hours to get back down there?
I know, it's just a shame, isn't it?
And shut up, Amarius.
Okay.
Mario's by far my most favourite character in this whole thing.
Yeah. Please don't take any of this personally, Dan.
Hey, I chose to play him.
It's whether we can do better for them outside, or go back and help them.
Outside.
We may get back to destruction.
Aren't there a number of frost giants outside? Perhaps we could ask them to assist. Is that
I mean,
good idea? I don't know.
potentially.
I'm thinking frost fire, maybe help cancel each other out or something.
But I'm also thinking if it isn't just the magma and it is magically enhanced by this Everburn.
Or is it the Everburn itself coming through to find Amarius?
Exactly, so if we do get him away
Which
quicker,
seems
it means...
a little unfair on Amarius.
Thank you for considering me.
Well, you're our friend as well. So we
There is a massive snort from Sasha at that.
Oh, the bear? Yeah, okay, cool. So, okay, well, we plainly can't just stand here doing nothing, and I'll look again at Bernia. Bernia? Your thoughts?
I'm unhappy with it, but I think you are right. This Everburn likely has a bone to pick with Amarius and will find a way to follow him. I am only
Well-
concerned that we have handed the fire giants a much worse situation than when we found them.
It depends on if the Everburn is coming after Amarius. We take Amarius further away, therefore, hopefully, the Everburn doesn't do any damage on his way out.
Hopefully.
I don't think.
I
it'll
turn to
come.
Amarius. Learn from this.
Every encounter is an opportunity to learn.
Well,
And yet
quite.
you don't
I probably
seem
have a
to.
book on it.
You don't seem to.
I do. It allows me to weigh up future opportunities.
DM.
Uh-oh.
In my magical knowledge, so I know generally how magic works and of different variations of magic as well.
Yes.
And I'm not claiming that I would know a lot about this. However, if we were to give the scent to this Everburn fellow of where Amarius is, do you think that Thaddeus would know that if we used Amarius's blood in the lava, if this were the case, that it could work?
You sure you're a knowledge domain cleric?
I am, but
Using
I,
some
It's
knowledge
what
to
I
it.
mean. It's
what
everything.
I know in the readings and everything is the way I'm going about it. That's why I'm asking rather than just saying this is what I'd like to do.
Blimey, that's such a.
Aphidiism?
Oh god, that's a question I'd need to think about for like 20 minutes.
Can we have a break while you think about it?
Well, let's take
That's a great
Yeah.
idea.
perfect timing.
Yeah, okay, we will take a quick break.
This is the first time that a
The
Fiddy
DM has a
insight
meltdown.
check has caused a break.
Yeah, you've actually broken a DM. Well done. Had to happen eventually. Sorry, Martin. If,
6 years in the making.
Yeah, so we will be right back with this trauma-inducing whatever the fuck this is. Just in a bit. Yeah, bye. And we're back to our quiet walk in the field. Smelling the
Very
flowers.
relaxing.
So it is. DM, take it away.
So, Thaddeus had just asked the question about whether he would know anything to do with Amarius's blood and whether putting that in the lava would help to draw the Everburn up. I will say that despite your extensive reading, without knowing anything about the agreement made between Amarius and the Everburn, you wouldn't know. I mean, you can try it, but there's no way that you could know whether that would have an effect.
Okay. Is he bleeding from Sasha's initial punch?
Probably.
Maybe a little.
Weak constitution.
From being grappled by Bernier and then Salvia as well.
I never grabbed you. I only held Sasha back.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, and I wasn't. I forcibly moved you, but not in a drawing blood kind of way.
No,
More of a you might
it was just me that
way.
made you bleed,
Yeah.
as usual.
So we're in agreement then? We're going to
We
get to the
continue.
exit?
Marius, if you have any reason to think that this Everburn is going to be a problem, you let us know.
I don't think it'll
We'll deal
be
with
a
it.
problem for us.
Be a problem for you.
So
Let us continue. We have more important things to focus on.
having this revelation as well, and coming close to the end of its time, I will just go up to Mazdak and be like, can I just again? The spell is about to run out.
Mazdak is currently writing in his book, and so as he sees you approaching, just moves the book so you can't see what I'm doing.
Yeah, I wouldn't pry on what you're writing or anything.
I'll sort of hold the book, sort of close, my quill sort of floating next to my head. Oh, yes, of course. And I'll drag out the key.
And my last third level spell slot to cast detection on it, as we now have this new entity which has arrived.
Yeah. Just sort of carefully look in my book.
Sasha will sort of shrug out of Bernier's grip and just stalk off ahead in a half, try to get away from everybody.
I'll slam shut my book, put it away inside my jacket. So, right, let's get out of here before everything explodes, I think is probably the best plan.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you carry on going. It's only certainly at the raised pace that you've been going for a while, especially now. It's only another 30 minutes or so. And as you get to Dorgan's house, there's that split in the road, the left, back the way you came, or carrying straight on up a different path. Presume you'll take the left that you come down before. As you
Yeti
get
around.
the Yeti, you've not seen them yet.
Okay.
We've not seen him yet.
Yeah.
But as you
They're online,
So-
Yeti.
as you turn that corner, you can feel some wind coming down the tunnel at you. Not enough to stop you moving, but there does seem quite a strong wind
Cold or
up that tunnel. No, oddly not.
oh. Coming
Almost
from,
like a
from towards us. As we're going through the tunnel, it's pushing against us. Okay, cool.
as in like convection wind, or wind from the outside wind.
Wind from the outside. Definitely not convection wind.
Sasha's probably staying at least a good 50 feet in front of everybody.
So you carry on, and the wind sort of ebbs and flows a little bit. You come up to that chamber that the Yeti were in, but they don't seem to be there. at the moment. And then you carry on the last couple of 100 feet towards the exit, and as the natural light that you haven't seen for 3 days finally hits your eyes, it's a bit of a shock. Sasha in particular up at the front. But you notice, first of all, a figure that he stood, a large, very large figure that he stood on the top of that mountain plateau that you entered from.
I'd probably pause and wait for the others to get a bit closer before I carried on.
Walk up and I'd just give Sasha a look of are you okay? Without verbalizing anything.
Her eye will twitch.
Which one?
Left one.
Her mind's eye.
A third eye.
When we when we get up to Sasha, do we see this figure as well?
Yeah. In fact, they seem to be the source of the wind.
It's a fart giant.
Fart giant.
Well, it was a warm wind. It wasn't a cold wind.
I'll walk further outside.
What's this dude look like? Obviously a giant, yeah?
Make a perception check, anyone who's looking.
Okay.
Yeah, for show.
Well, I will since I saw him first, so...
Natural
I rolled
20
well.
for 22.
Hang on, I just need to do something here.
Good numbers.
19 for 22.
I
14.
can't remember who went to speak to this person at the foot of the mountain.
think I did. I think Mazdak and Thaddeus did. If it's who I think
Sure,
it is.
that did.
23.
But yeah, at the foot of the mountain, when you made camp before scaling it a few days ago, you ran into a storm giant
Yes.
named Sjorgen, who was pleasant enough to talk to. This seems to be the figure that's now stood at the entrance.
Oh, if I see. Oh, hello, Jorgen. It's me, Mazdak. We met a few days ago.
Yes.
How are you?
I remember. Concerned.
Oh.
What is happening?
Well, we found our friend Jukoto, which who was seen to be in charge of fire giants, which the fire giants didn't really like. So we managed to convince her after a battle and.
Apologise. More pressing. What is happening with the mountain?
I will spin round and point at Imarius. Okay. Well, there appears to be a being called the Everburn that has been annoyed, and we believe it has been released into the magma underneath the mountain, and it appears to be rather annoyed at Imarius, but we're not sure why at the moment. We're not sure
what it's capable of.
what is going to actually happen. We have messaged Katiana, who is a fire giant that we met, very lovely. She gave us a room in her inn. She's really nice, and they were trying to investigate what was going on, and said that we should get to safety. Perhaps, and I'll turn around. Perhaps, Thaddeus, you could message her again to see if everything is still okay down there?
Yes, of course.
I think we need to get you all away from here.
Yes, that sounds like a good
really?
idea.
Shouldn't we just check that they're safe first?
Does it seem that dangerous?
I was the nearest storm to the incident, so I was here first, but there are others on the way. I can get you safely away from here.
Oh,
And my brethren will be here soon to investigate deeper.
right. Okay. That you sure there's nothing we can do?
No, there's nothing you can do.
I think we've done enough.
By incident, is he just referring to the fact that the Everburn's been released, or is he referring to something different?
Make an insight check if you want.
You're taking my job here, guys. No?
Go! 10!
You've taught us well, Sensei.
As he was, Mazdak was talking and mentioned the Everburn, there was no reaction to that. So you'd suspect it's just general concern for the mountain and whatever's going on inside.
Perhaps we should. If we cannot be of assistance, then we should be out of the way.
If this mountain erupts, it will surely kill all of you. I don't think there's anything you can do.
Yes, right. Okay, yes, indeed.
So just gather round. It just sort of invites you in. In fact, there's a little bit of pull of wind just to draw you in.
Ooh.
And he just sort of whips his arms, and suddenly the wind begins to pick up around the group of you. And it goes faster and faster, and you don't feel like it's really pulling, but you can see everything outside of you. You are in a tornado, as it seems, and you just lift up from the ground, all just sort of suspended in this position, and then you just move.
This is exciting.
He says, I will take you to the capital. So continuing to control these airstreams. You should leave.
Oh, okay. Yes.
We have only ever heard of the mountain be this active before, and it didn't go well, so you are best just to get out of here.
Okay.
We should be able to teleport straight back to Kuntishi.
That would be best.
Yes, I'm sure Ilfa will enable us to use the portal straight away.
Good note taken.
Not very many, but they are names generally.
Yeah, I'd have had to have scrolled up to look for that one. But yeah, in this sort of whirlwind moment of you sort of getting to the top of the mountain and then being greeted and whisked up, before you, when you finally actually get a moment to collect your thoughts and you look down, you can see just how immensely fast the ground is moving below you. And you sort of started at top of mountain height and just went shooting across the landscape. And over the next sort of 20 minutes, you can see the mushroom forest, and then the dip where the swamp is, and then more forest, and suddenly you descend in this cyclone of air and just drop into the streets of Berva before the wind just dissipates.
That was amazing.
Absolutely stunning. Thank you so much.
Get to the portal and leave.
Good luck with the mountain.
And he just sort of moves off to the side, whisks up another tornado, and then just disappears back up north.
Wow.
We should get moving.
Yes.
There are the people in the streets. You can see the activity in the far north. Although it is a really long way, the size of the mountain, you can still clearly see it. And even from here, it feels like the whole thing is just vibrating subtly. And the giants in the streets are all stopping and looking to the north, and you can hear the murmurings of people going, what is going on? no one seems to really understand. And as you're looking up, you can see a couple of other spots of these little tornado wisps as the storm giants seem to be all heading in that direction from various points across the country.
As we're all looking up, I'm just going to look to Amarius, see if his facade is still up, or if he seems concerned.
Probably
Also.
a little concerned, but I'm also relieved that we're away from there. Do I catch Bernier staring at me? I'll do a perception.
You tell me, make a perception check.
No.
Let's move. We don't want to be here if things get bad.
We do seem
No.
to have to leave places in a hurry. Often.
We've
Often
all-
chased by fiery, destructive forces.
Yes, it's getting to be a bit of a theme.
done all we can.
We've done more than we should.
I'm not convinced we have done all that we can. But we need to go.
Let us get to Canticia.
Yeah.
Perhaps you can research that name, Mastek.
Absolutely. So yeah, we will head up to the portal room.
As you're all walking, you still just looking at the giants who are all just stopped in place, and suddenly there's just a lull, and it's like when there's background noise that you don't notice it's there, but when it goes, you can tell its absence, and it feels like that, as just suddenly there's this held breath that the world seems to take before
Run.
and the top of the mountain just blows off.
Cool.
And there is the murmuring from the people becomes panicked and screechy, and nobody understands what's happening. Nobody saw this coming. What do you guys do?
We're running. Well,
Running
Mazdak is
to
running for the portal
The
room
portal building.
because Mazdak does not want to get trampled in a panic by giants.
Okay. You were left pretty close to that embassy building. Sjorgen was specifically telling you to leave the country, so that's where he dropped you. So you can go in. There is that giant sat on this large chair again. There's a few people milling about in this building, all seem to be trying to get out, but before long you are presented with Ilfa.
Hi, Ilfa. Long story. We do need to actually leave, though. But it's good to see you again. I hope you're well.
Yes, you know, just yes,
Okay.
top floor.
So I will lead us up to the portal to Kartiji and step through.
Yeah.
Does
Follow.
each of you step onto the portal, you are whisked away. Find yourselves back in Kentichi.
As soon as we get there, Thaddeus walks up to Amarius and just starts hitting him over and over and just repeating the word innocence. People. Bad decisions.
I'm gonna again walk over and kind of intercede a little bit. No violence, just words.
There's always consequences to any action. We did all we could.
No, we did all we could. You did nothing.
We were told to leave. We left.
Yes. Amarius, I want you to consider the value of working together. We have not seen eye to eye, and I recognize that. But please be aware of the situation that we are now in. I can only hope that your new partner will be able to help you find a fix for this. Kral may have been the instigator, but this is still something you were sent here to do. Hundreds of giants will likely die. Thousands, maybe.
People die every day.
Marius, and I'm going to turn you to face me. Look at me. I have seen thousands of people die. Some of them to my orders. And I have felt every single one. It will catch up with you. Let us rest and research.
Sasha's just immediately going to stalk out and go into the Kantichi city proper.
Bye. I want to go and find some bathhouses and just de-stress a little bit. I've got a bit of, my robes are a little bit tattered, and I've had a tough day.
I'm gonna. Marius.
Well, you're not supposed to go just before we report. Well, I will go and find
I can't
the
go anywhere
Grandmaster.
looking like this.
We have to report back to the Grandmaster and the Council.
You go and do that. I'm going to change.
I'll come with you, Mazdak.
I will also, if that's okay, Mazdak, Bernia.
Of course, yes.
They wouldn't probably want to meet with you. And Saziel, I think. I'm trying to remember if
You insist.
Salviel's been introduced to the I want to say handler, but that feels like that's an appropriate word really for the indie party.
Kind of.
I don't remember her name.
I will lead us to
Bugging me.
Lucretia's.
Lucretia.
Lucretia's office.
As we're walking, I'll suddenly remember and kind of check in my bag to make sure Meglin is okay from the rather whirlwind travel we've just had.
Okay.
What would a tiny bear of chop look like?
Right. So Sasha's off doing Sasha things, and Marius is off doing Marius things.
Let's hope they're
And
doing it in separate places.
given what they're both doing, they're definitely separate things. But the other 5 of you, including Kral, are going to go and speak to Lucretia.
The creature. No wait.
Lucretia.
The creature. Is it Lucretia or Lucretia?
I've always said Lucretia.
Okay, Lucretia then. Lucretia.
It's not my name, I don't care.
Okay. Is the Grandmaster available at all? We have quite a lot of news.
A lot has happened.
A mountain has exploded.
Right, I'm glad you're back. A mountain has exploded.
Yes. Well, you see,
A center
story
scale
short.
Apervian mountain has exploded.
I will start relaying the information that we have about what we were doing, the fact that we found, what was his name? Galafel the gnome. I will give all of the detail, so from Amanita and Galafel and everyone we met and explained the situation with Chakotay, and take the piece of the key that she gave us out and say there are 2 other pieces that we need to go and find, and ask if the Grandmaster's available and SETI is available.
Right. Before you start talking, she's just going to take out a little gold coin from her robes, pop it on the desk, and just sort of run a finger around it. So I've worked on a little method of recording. It's like, the magic mouth spell? Well, it's similar to that, where I can sort of record meetings. Can be very useful when taking in lots of information, and then I can write it up later. So go ahead, and then you launch into all of your talkings.
And yes, hello, Thaddeus. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I would.
Hi.
That would have been part of the introductions. Would have been
Yeah,
Salviel
I know.
and
Yeah.
the whole lot.
She'll get up and shake hands, and it's nice to see you're making new friends along the way.
Well, yes, indeed. The mountain exploding was, well, they were our friends, and they're most likely dead.
We will definitely send a team to investigate that.
Yes, this Everburn. Have you heard of this entity?
No, it's not an entity I know of.
I would need to go to the library, I think, and do some research.
If Amarius did come from the future.
Well, the title Everburn suggests that this is a creature that has been burning forever.
Well, yes, I was thinking that too, but also only starts burning when it's lit, doesn't it?
It could just be a grandiose, self-given title to make themselves sound important.
Yes.
It could be. I suppose.
Maybe his real name is just like Derek Smiths or something.
Could
That's
just
boring.
be, yeah. The fire elemental called Brandon. I know. Right. And she just sort of lines her finger the other way around the coin. So I've got that all on record. But there is something else I need to talk to you about.
Oh, right, okay.
But we should get you settled back in your house. So why don't I accompany you there?
Oh, yes, of course. We have a house. And I'll explain to Salviel and Thaddeus about our house.
Lucrezia, remind me, what is your favorite dessert?
Oh, we do forget this every time, don't we?
Oh, yes, of course.
I'm rather partial to some custard.
Good. It just came into my mind. Lots of thoughts.
Worth thinking about, yeah.
Probably should have done that before I said everything. Oh, yes, we have a secret code word.
Let's talk
Let's
about
go to the
everything
house.
back at your house.
Indeed. Yes, of course.
So she rather sort of hurriedly gets out, makes sure you're out, locks her office, sort of makes a quick glance at the council chamber door at the end of the corridor before scurrying off the other way with you guys in tow. And proceeds to walk quickly through the streets to your house. Waits there for you guys to open it.
Yeah.
And then heads inside. Well, it sounds like you've had a busy week or so.
Absolutely.
And the mountain is very concerning, but the reason I needed to speak to you privately is because several stopped by
Right.
to speak to Spaniard.
Right.
And I don't know what they spoke about. I know there's sort of soft standing orders to try and restrain Several if he comes by, but I don't think anyone really could, even if they wanted to. So we just sort of let him in. And he went in and spoke to Stanyard. Now, I don't know the full extent of their conversation, but and she begins to take out another coin and puts it down on the table. When Several left the office, he was quite agitated, and he called back to Stanyard. He said something as he was leaving, parting shot type of thing. And she just sort of presses the nose on the face on the coin, and you hear Several's voice saying, "Stanyard, I don't know who I can trust from the council. Your reluctance to acknowledge the problem is making me suspicious." So I don't know what they were talking about.
But that doesn't sound like Grandmaster Stanyard, does it? He's always been straightforward with us and believed us and offered help.
He is widely considered to be the wisest of his generation.
So why would he not believe something that Several said? This doesn't make sense.
Sorry, can I clarify? Was it Several saying it to Stanyard,
Yes.
or the other way
Yes.
around? So
And
Several was saying that he doesn't know who he can trust,
Yes.
and that he's a bit suspicious about everything. To Stanyard, yes.
Stanyard, I don't know who I can trust from the council, and your reluctance to acknowledge the problem is making me suspicious. So that's Several talking to Stanyard.
Right.
can I just get some clarification as a player? Who the hell these two people are, please? Just so I kind of understand it.
Okay.
I'm sat here
Okay.
going, what?
So, I mean, there's a bit of a long story with Severil, but Stanyard is kind of the head of the Mage Council.
Mhm.
There's no actual head, but he's the oldest and wisest, so they kind of follow his lead. So, yes, of the seven, or it was 7 people on the council, he's kind of at the head. Several is the ex-member of the council, so he was the 7th. They haven't replaced him yet. He's the one who, and I'm sure the party can give you full details on Several, kind of kicked all of this off.
He's the
think we-
creator of the magical atom
Yeah.
bomb.
Yep.
Yeah, there was an arcane nuke effectively created by him, set off in the battlefield on a war between Berniers and your country.
Yep.
And that has caused a weakening of the
Time.
membrane that sits between
The
realities.
wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff.
Yep. No, that's cool. That
And
makes
the
that's
thing
yeah.
came through, wiped out,
Yes.
But another one of those is where Amarius came
and
from,
we
etc., etc.,
I
etc.
thought that was established with the thing. No, I'm joking.
we investigated Several and his laboratory
Mm.
and found several things and convinced him to turn himself in. Which you
Several
did.
things.
Sort of.
And Stanyard has been our go-to guy on the council,
Mhm.
normally through Lucrezia, whose mother, Liliana, I want to say,
Some name like that, isn't it? Yeah.
is also on the council.
It
Lillian.
might be Lil.
Lillian. Sorry, Lillian. Lillian is Lucrezia's mother, and Lillian is on the council as well. It's all very incestuous. But, so to be calling Stanyard untrustworthy is a big move.
Okay, then.
Especially from someone like Several.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I just needed a bit of like just
Yeah,
to help me along
sure.
with what's going on, and with many a conversation may or may not be had about this later on. But yeah,
I'm just gonna screenshot this because I just scrolled up to my little table of the council members, and there's a couple of laughs in there, so you can have a look at that.
you're actually giving us the names of all of the council.
Well, the rest of some of you have been in a room with all of them at one.
Yeah, I mean, I've
point.
got a list of all the names of the people on the council and a brief description.
Oppenheimer. Nice.
Brilliant.
Marcion. Is that another evolution of Evie?
Stanyard is it's remarkably like Stanford. Male, dwarf, Scottish, old. Just saying.
Menegilda, female gnome from Essex. It's just beautiful. I might have to put that on the stream so we've got a proper record of it. I'm going to do that one. So there you go for people watching at home. Those are the, and you can see our Discord of malarkey behind it.
I think that was your just desserts, DM. That broke my brain with all of that conversation going on, and I'm going, I haven't got a fucking clue what's going on.
So, yeah, getting back to Lucrezia and her recording of Several. That's concerning. Is it possible this imposter that we know is about was impersonating Stanyard at the time? Were there other people in the office that they were in, or is it just those two?
No, it was just those two.
Oh, have we heard from Seti at all?
Remind me, did you say something before you left for Bervia?
I thought we asked them to get into touch with Seti.
About Contarara, I think.
Yeah. To tell him what had happened to her.
Yeah, we sent a message out to Seti, and they said they'd like to see you guys as soon as you're back.
Excellent. That would be fantastic, because we have a number of different research projects that we need to get on with. One of which being this Everburn, the other two being the Dream Lord and Queen of the Aberrant. So yes, that should be interesting times for me in the library at last. It's what I was born to do. Be in the library researching things.
The Dream Lord and the Queen of the Aberrants.
Yes, they are the other two remaining immortals.
See, it's funny that I tell you, they're just myths. You're crazy. But
Well, we have just left Jakoto, so
thought that about Jakoto too, and you've just had a fruitful conversation with her. So
and a fight,
yeah, well,
She's
which we lost.
a mighty warrior. Meant to be expected.
Yes. But anyway, yes, we should definitely get onto the research. But it's been a bit of a day, so I think I might just if you don't mind, just excuse me, just for a few moments. I'm just going to go and lie down and have a little rest.
okay. Well, I'll leave you to recuperate. I'm sure it's been a long week for you. I'll just and she reaches in another pocket and pulls out a rather large bag of money and pops it down. That's your pay for.
Oh, no, yes, I'd forgotten we got paid for this.
I'm sorry, Thaddeus, was it?
Yes.
I didn't know you'd be joining, so if you'll be staying with the group, then I'll make sure to put you on the payroll from now.
No, thank you. Yes, I didn't realise I was going to be with
Well,
these fine people either.
If Thaddeus, if you wish to come along with us on this investigation, then your insight may be literally
You're
useful.
indispensable in our adventures so far.
And of course, Miss Salviel, I think you were told by your god to help, were you not?
Indeed.
So yes, I think they will be staying, so will need to be reimbursed for their time. I'm not usually the one that does the contract negotiations, but Sasha appears to have gone to the pub.
But yes, very nice to meet you, Lucrezia.
Too.
Hopefully next time we'll be on better terms.
Yes, well,
It
one day
seems-
it'd be nice for us all to go out for a casual drink together, but there always seems to be more pressing things.
Yes, we do tend to have that effect.
I'll leave you to it. Thanks again. Do come and talk to me, and let's not forget our desserts
Indeed.
in the future. Oh, last thing, there was a delivery for Kral a couple of days ago.
Oh,
It ended up in the cellar, where I think he set his workshop.
yes, indeed. I'll sort of look around and go, he's gone to the cellar, hasn't he?
I think
Yeah.
he's done there already.
Okay,
Good night.
it's all right.
Well, that was
With
interesting.
that was Lucrezia, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, with Lucrezia gone, I'll be heading out as well to my temple.
Okay,
Do my own reporting in.
sure.
Okay.
You're
Because the
going-
best effing fate roll I got while we were out in the wilds was a 3. So I wasn't going to attempt it before I actually got back to a direct line that I couldn't get hung up on.
See, the out in the wilds is Nagalo's temple, so clearly you're missing out.
Obviously, you just
was
missed
going
driving.
landmine.
I'm gonna. Sorry, you go.
No. Well, it's more that Saviel's going off to the Temple District. Is anyone else going in that direction?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
No.
It feels really strange, by the way, of playing a cleric and saying, nope, not going to the Temple District.
There is a temple to Tursif.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's called the library.
Called the library.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
You already know what I'm doing.
I know what you're doing. Yes.
I'm gonna sit in the garden and rest, meditate, and chat with Meglina a little bit because
I never said this house had a garden. Come on. That's fine. Yes, of course. There's a lovely little crescent of birch trees out there that you can go and settle yourself in.
I can't remember. Did we have a plan of this house, or am I just thinking of the one?
There
from
is
the
a,
previous
there
one?
is a plan. Yeah.
Okay.
we have a plan.
Never.
And us plan? No.
It's the only plan this group has.
Yeah, Mazdak will just head to his bedroom, which is not really a bedroom, it's more of a library. And make sure all
Yeah.
his books are in place, put spell books on the right shelves. Apart
I
from my
imagine-
special book, which I will go and sit in my big comfy chair and go to fall asleep.
Thaddeus
Yes,
will. Oh,
sorry.
sorry. No, go on, Salviel. Go on.
No, I was gonna say I imagine Mazdak being like most cat owners, where it's like there's books stacked on the bed and the table and the chairs and every flat surface, and they can't possibly be disturbed. So Mazdak sleeps on the floor.
Well, no, I've got a reading chair that I sleep in and
Oh,
read
okay,
in.
close enough.
So yeah.
I kind of pictured you in one of those love sacks, you know, the giant beanbags.
I mean, yeah, that'd be cool.
I just have this vision of this little Mazdak sat in this massive wingback chair that is like
Yeah,
twice
that was
the size of him.
kind of what I was going for. You know, the sort of Chesterfield-esque wing back near the fire. It's just sort of
Sorry, Thaddeus.
Yeah, Thaddeus will just kind of look in amazement that, like, of all the conversations he's had with Mazdak and the group in a week, that they've got a house, know the Mage Council, basically, in Cantisha, takes it all in, but we'll find a sofa, and we'll sit in the centre of it, and we'll stay awake for as long as possible with everything that's gone on, waiting for anybody else to come back and being essentially, i.e., that first watch until he falls asleep.
Fair enough. Saviel, you're off to the Temple of Leosol.
Yes. So I will drop into my quarters there, take care of weapons and armor and such, and I don't know where does what's the layout of the temple like? Where does one speak with
Temple.
the god in charge? Does one do so privately? Is there a main altar? Blackjack table? No.
hookers.
There's as you enter, there's a bit of there's a nice wide corridor. As it goes forward, there's a couple of doors at the end on the right and one at the very far end. On the left, it opens up in like three large archways that just look out upon the main chamber with the pews and the altar at the front. That's kind of your general layout. But before you get in there, as you enter the temple district, where it's more just a very large sort of circular with each temple around the outside. Can you just make an intelligence saving throw, please?
Sure. It's all the old smart. That's better than I was expecting. Just a 16.
16. Okay. No, there's everything seems normal. There's 10 temples as ever, and you go into the Temple of Leosol, and it is described. What is it you're doing in there?
Sorry, just instant DM suspicion. Everything seems fine. It's like something is obviously not fine.
I thought there were 9 gods in this world. I might be wrong there.
So what are you doing in the temple?
Sorry, I, being familiar with the methods of worship here, I want to engage in the one that is most guaranteed to get me a connection, shall we say. Or gives me my best chance at getting a connection. I know there's no guarantees in this world.
Yes. So at the front of the altar, there is a effectively like a little wishing well type thing. It's a half crescent, the right term, a semicircle, with the flat bit sort of up against the steps up to the altar, and there's this pool of water, and there is, as you'd expect, lots of gold coins that are that are in here, but very distinctly you can see the coins are all either heads or tails, as you can see very clearly through the water.
Hmm.
So you would know going into this that the god of fortune wills you to test yours.
Right, I shall remove. Hmm. Actually, no, we'll go full Saviel with this. I'll unclip my money purse and kind of drop it on the side of the well. And then addressing no one in particular. It's like, I can get more. I have all day. And I will start flipping them up into the air to fall into the water.
Roll your faith check for me, because the fortune of it is influenced by your own connection, so you're increasing
15?
15.
Better than 3.
It was, yeah, it's definitely better than the 3. It was always a 50-50, 1 to 10, 11 to 20, but it does allow for your improved faith ability to change the tides of fortune or something. So with your 15, you flick your first coin and it lands nicely on the head of, and sort of transforms into the head of Nagale, as you know the image to be.
Yesol?
So, sorry,
You said Nagala.
I did
We'll
say
do
that.
Nagala in a bit, don't worry.
Wrong Elven
Gala's
Paladin.
influence is spreading.
So many names.
Yeah.
Leosol.
Right,
And you
get all the
feel that connection. Just as soon as the coin hit the water, you feel that connection. So, what do you say? Ask.
Firstly, I have done as you requested. I have led them to the mountains, and Jakoto is now once again a player in the game. Is this all you ask of me because you have put me among unbelievers and people who think nothing of... What's the word? Invading the realm of the gods. They intend to bring their questions to you and get answers directly from you and your brethren. And I find it hard to believe this is what you want as a result of this.
So it turns out the spy is a paladin.
I was a cleric last time.
Yeah.
Am I not the spy this time?
Nope.
For now.
Apparently I'm the spy.
Oh yeah.
It would appear so. I think that is a fantastic question that deserves more of my time than I can improv now. So we'll put that on hold.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll wrap up sort of the rest of the evening, and I'll sort of we'll pick back at that point next week. But in Marius, you were going off for a bath and to get a mani.
Yeah, I'm going to have a bit of me time because I've had a hard
Yeah.
day. You know, massacre, manicure, you know. So yeah, I'll find a bathhouse, get my clothes cleaned, and then I don't know they've got a house, so I'll probably have to look for just an inn to stay in.
You've been to our house, I'm pretty sure.
Have they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go
Yeah,
to the
before I
house
joined,
and-
there was talk of you all being at the house talking to Lucrezia.
Okay, I'll go to the house. Just flounce in.
Do I see him flouncing? Am I still awake?
You're,
Probably.
I wouldn't have thought he'd have been back too late for you to have fallen asleep at that point.
You could probably smell me before you see me, like perfumed.
Feeling better?
Yes. It's been a bit of a day.
You managed to wash away all of your sins?
I haven't got any sins. It's life. Things happen.
More of a stare. For once, Thaddeus is not pressing, not talking, speechless. Just stares at you.
I get a lot of stares from all of you. You say something profound, you stare at me for a bit. You say something else, and then you stop the conversation. It's unsettling.
It's
I hope you
unsettling.
know how this makes me feel, you know.
I'm not entirely sure that you can feel, Amarius.
I can feel.
I mean,
Do you want something
day-
from me, or?
day of genocide, a bath, wash away your sins, and you seem as perky and happy as ever.
Well, stewing over it's not going to change the fact, will it? Tomorrow might be a better day.
Potentially.
Do you need me, or can I go to bed?
Do as you wish.
Good night.
And I think Thaddeus may stay up a little bit longer just after that encounter.
So Bernia and Marius, Mazdak all gone to bed.
Yeah,
Salviel
I've-
at this point would have come home.
I'm still in the garden.
You're still in the garden, sorry.
I'm doing the Salviel thing where I'm once again reaching out to.
Okay.
After having chatted with Meglina, kind of saying, "Look, we've had to go quite far from your home. Are you still okay with traveling with me?" I would have cast speak with animals.
Yeah, Meglina is very comfortable with you. They just seem happiest in your company.
I'm just going to kneel in the garden, just gently scritching behind the ears as I kind of try and meditate and contact Nagale.
One thing that becomes very clear is grass good. And they're just sort of like getting all like rubbing the back in it, and they've
Of course, yeah.
never experienced grass before.
I agree. Grass is good.
Very soft and lovely. Were you trying to
Yeah,
speak to
I'm trying to get in contact. The service should be a bit better. There's some more familiar nature around.
Make your faith check then, please.
That was not intended as a fireball. Sorry.
I didn't ask how big the house was.
I accidentally rolled my fireball damage, so oops.
Almost fell on the floor, that one. Fuck. Yeah. Natural 20 for 24.
God, blimey.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's 2 natural 20s on faith checks you've had in a couple of days.
Mm,
Okay.
Not jealous or anything.
Sorry.
Oh,
It's a long way to go to steal Jade's dice, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah.
A little bit.
It's my favourite one as well, because it's from a set called Yggdrasil, which is very appropriate.
So what are you saying in your as you
Learned a lot meeting Jakoto. And what she has said led my friends to be concerned about the intent of you and your kin. I remain faithful. I owe my life to you. So if their path is not one that I should share, then please guide me.
There is a long pause. pause, and then almost a sigh before she starts talking. Whatever happens here, Bernia, should be in the hands of mortals. Whatever the past of the gods, it should not be up to us to decide the future. We, as you now know, were once mortal. And what's happening now is a consequence of that. And it is why some of us feel we should make this knowledge available so that those on the mortal plane can decide what happens next. And there's definitely a somberness to her tone as she speaks. She knew that you'd find out the truth of what happened and had sort of prepared to talk to you about this, but it doesn't make that any easier. But you kind of like hear her voice in your mind, and she says what she says, and then that's it. That connection's lost.
As the connection fades, I'll still kind of speak a response. Everyone changes as they learn mortals and gods. I've seen your grace firsthand. I don't think anything could shake my trust and loyalty in you, Nagale. As far as I am concerned, you are a good god. And I'll kind of come out of that, spend some time giving Meglina some belly rubs, and then make my way to my bed.
Cool. And Sasha, is there anything... Sorry, you're that way to the rest of you. It's always confusing when I try to talk to people, but I'm actually talking to the wrong person.
I
So
usually stare at the webcam.
Yeah, that's what I do.
you were going out and looking for a particular kind of fun. Is there anything you want to do with that, or just describe it, or how do you want to play that?
So basically, she's going to the seediest dive bar that she can find and trying to participate in some kind of fight club to get all of her aggro, stress, and revulsion out by either beating the crap out of people or having the crap beaten out of her. Basically fighting until nobody else wants to fight her or she's unconscious.
Yeah, one of those two things happens, and yeah, you can pick which one it is. Either way, I kind of feel like you're waking up on the street or something because you've drunk and fought and passed out. You do have to sort of move off into a part of the city or a sub-city of Passa, where you went before, where you found Sephiroth's lab. There aren't sort of seedy dive bars in Kantichi proper. but yeah, you can go and fight.
Probably fist fights because she just wants to feel every punch.
And you do. You feel every punch to you. You feel everything in your fist. That rage that you've always had just boils up at such an intensity than it has before. And you're hitting things until they're jumping out of the ring to get away from you. And ultimately, you fight everyone in the first bar, and then no one wants to get in the ring. So you grab the bottle off the bar that you were drinking, move on to the next bar and do the same. And at some point in the night, you lose track of things and you wake up in the morning in a stupor, hungover, bruised and beaten. Your knuckles are bloody. You can dust yourself off and head where you want to head.
Probably limp back home, feeling that much better.
So that's where we'll end tonight. There's one thing that we'll need to roll back for with Salviel in the Temple of Liesel. I hope you enjoyed that. That was rather
Absolutely
intense.
Wild.
I know you can't take these, but I really want to give you inspiration for keeping that all together, having my
Yeah.
fucking stupid questions, and then right at the end there, absolutely like firing off all cylinders.
Yeah.
Like awesome.
Yeah, that was excellent. Thanks, Martin.
Actually,
You did
I
a
say I'm ready for bed,
fantastic job.
but on nights like this, where there's so much that goes on, my brain will be racing for a few hours.
Yeah, it always happens to me when I'm DMing,
Yeah.
and unless it's a combat episode, which I
Yeah,
don't really mind. But winding down from this sort of episode takes a while for as a
Yeah.
DM, even as a player.
Lord-
Sometimes I think,
yeah,
but especially
absolutely.
as a DM, because you've got all of that running about your head, what the consequences are, what's happened outside of all of that, and so, yeah. And,
Law drops for players, and then it's like, from what we've done, where does it take the DM for the story next, and everything like that is yeah, brutal.
but yeah,
Although
fantastic episode. Really loved that.
apart from the fighting bit at the end, it was I just pictured that as being like 18, 19, 20 years old again, and then you wake up in the middle of a field. How did I get here?
What?
I like to think that probably there's somebody from Sasha's old guild placed in sort of all the major cities that sort of keeps an eye on her and made sure that, you know, nobody took advantage while she was unconscious or something like that.
I meant to actually ask you, Nat, have you ever watched the series on Netflix, Disenchanted?
I have not.
I started it.
Yes,
Got about 3 episodes in and was like,
I did the same.
If you had watched it, I would have suspected that you were basing Sasha off the main character in that series. Because
No,
they have a lot of similarities.
Not aware of it, sorry.
It's Matt Groening. It's like Simpsons Futurama sort of
style.
Well,
Humor.
I think it's technically in the same universe as Futurama, just at different time.
Oh, I think I
Yeah.
might have seen tiny bits and pieces from it, but not enough to really
But the point is that the princess in Earth's Kingdom is a drunkard who prefers fighting to acting princessly and resists violently all of her father's attempts to marry her off.
It's more a mother, but yeah.
Yeah. In fact, going back to your statement there, now I could imagine like if someone did try something where you were like unconscious in the street, you'd have instinctively just rolled over, socked him in the side of the face, and just fuck off, and everyone would have stayed clear.
Probably, but like I said, I imagine that there is somebody.
Yeah.
Indeed. So yeah, that was absolutely excellent. Props to you, Martin, for like keeping it all together. But big props to Dan. This was just fucking brilliant. tonight.
Yeah.
That was
yeah,
really
sure.
good.
Agreed.
Really, that was just
In
amazing.
fact, I know you don't use them, but you can have inspiration.
I'll add them and never use them.
You should have learned a few through
Mega
this.
inspiration.
But do like Chaz used inspiration to
Yep.
re-roll hit dice when leveling up, gained him an extra hit point.
It did.
Wow.
I'm trying to
One
save up
bit.
10 because if I get 10, apparently I can resurrect the Grandmaster from ashes.
Ooh, that'd be amazing.
Or you could save an inspiration to re-roll a deception roll if you get too low a score.
If the moral members of the party start getting irksome at you.
So, yes,
My only sad part of tonight is that Ash wasn't here, because I think it would have been,
yeah,
especially with his involvement in what actually happened. I kind of regret not actually cancelling and waiting for him to be here, but we've got to crack on.
yeah, indeed. So yeah, thank you all for playing. Thank you, Martin, for running and keeping us all vaguely in line, and sort of on track. Yeah, we'll be back here on Tuesday for the Elusive Tide, and of course we'll be back here to find out Salviel's chat with her god and how that goes next Sunday. So until then, if you enjoyed what we did this evening, thank you. We enjoyed it too. It was great. If you didn't enjoy it, you're obviously either dead, weren't actually watching, or you could just, off your fuck